Happy Halloween, everyone! It's Dell, and we're going to be doing a playthrough of Shovel Knight Specter of Torment. So here we are! We're finally doing my favorite campaign in Shovel Knight Treasure Trove. And I decided to do it on Halloween. Let's begin. Long ago, the lands were untamed and roamed by legendary adventurers. But although the land is peaceful, for some, freedom is a far-gone memory. Specter Night, servant to the Enchantress, has been given a harrowing task. He must recruit a group of knights and form an invincible order. With each member gathered, a treasured keepsake grows in power. An artifact that can restore his humanity, but only when his task is complete. Now he leaves the confines of the Tower of Fate. It's time for the Reaper to pursue his quarry. Darkness looms in the plains. So this is Specter of Torment. You're playing as Specter Knight. You can climb up walls for a brief time. You can slice upwards to reach the higher places. Or you can slice downwards. And you can home in on enemies. It's a pretty fun game. And Specter of Torment feels like a completely different game here. And like I said, it's my favorite campaign in Shovel Knight Treasure Trove thus far. We have yet to see what King of Cars looks like, but anyway, behind this wall is a red skull. There are 100 red skulls in the game. I'm going to be collecting them all because it is going to be a 100% run. And right here, like I said, you can slice upwards to reach the higher places. And here's a checkpoint, which is an unbreakable checkpoint. And there's another red skull right up there. Just slice your way up there and then you'll get the next red skull. Here's that dragon again. Wasn't too hard. Another great thing about this game is the soundtrack. As you can hear, this is a remix of The Plains Strike the Earth. It's called From the Shadows. And there are no ladders over here. I remember mentioning in Shovel of Hope and Plague of Shadows, Shovel Knight can jump high enough to not use those ladders, and Plague Knight can just bomb burst, but Specter Knight, you can just wall jump. But anyway, back to the soundtrack. Like I said, outstanding soundtrack, and the stages of the Order of No Quarter, all those songs are remixed too, so expect some differences in soundtrack as well. Alright, so these dirt blocks, if you jump while you're on them, you'll break them. Or you can just use your scythe. But if you're on top of them, and the only way to break them is to jump, then do that. Just wanted to get that pink piece of gold, and that was turkey. And the food in this game is really disgusting. You get bones, you get rotten apples, rotten carrots. I'm gonna go this way to get the next red skull. Just slice through these bubbles and you'll be there. And the bubbles come back, go figure. And now, to continue on. We're coming across another red skull, right above that enemy. And above that ladder, there's, I think, a treasure chest. We'll go ahead and get that. Yep. Yeah, I still want to collect as much gold as possible, because I'm going to be needing them. And up here, is a Willful Wisp. It increases your max health, which is called Will, up there on the HUD. And there is the next red skull. Just slice through that enemy, and you got it. And I think there's another red skull in the next room. Yep. Just slice through these bubbles, and you got the next red skull. I guess I'll go ahead and kill this dragon. And in the next room, there is yet another red skull. Just slice back, and you got the next red skull. There's only one more red skull in this stage. In fact, most stages have 10 red skulls. Be careful of these enemies right here. They hide in the grass. There's more pink gold. And a pile of dirt. So, the last red skull in this stage is over here. Gonna slice through these bubbles and they'll come back. Gonna open up this treasure chest for more gold. And then slice through this bubble, and we got the last red skull in this stage. And we're about to fight Black Knight. Halt! These foul lands are no place for commoners. Turn back whoever you are. Fool! I've come here for you. You will kneel before me, bow before the Enchantress, and join her order. Your cutting words are no match for my cutting blows. I'll teach you a lesson in humility. Come, Terrapin, my shielded steed. So, Terrapin and the Black Knight laugh at the same time. Alright, so as you can see, the Black Knight boss is a lot different than the one from Shovel of Hope and Plague of Shadows. He's got this guy called Terrapin. And he's as strong as the second time you fight Black Knight in Shovel of Hope and Plague of Shadows. And this is a prequel, mind you, so did he get weaker or something? Well, anyway, we are done with Black Knight. For now. That fighting style! Could it be Donovan? But you were claimed by the tower! The tower grows in power each moment. The Enchantress has plans for you, and will grant you what you desire. I won't be led astray. You standing before me means there's hope for the one I seek. I'm glad you are safe, Donovan, but keep your distance. The Donovan I knew would surely know better than to pursue me further. So you've returned. I assume Black Knight has joined our ranks? Neither words nor scythe had any effect. The fool persists in some fruitless quest. Indeed, it seems I am dealing only with fools here. Was I a fool to trust you? Tarry here no longer, and for your sake pray that others are less obstinate. Bring the knights immediately. Well, here's the Tower of Fate, and it serves as the hub world in Specter of Torment. And I'm gonna go over here to get that red skull. And I'm going to drop down here and get another red skull. And there's one more red skull to get in the Tower of Fate. And that is over here, behind that wall. I'm going to slice through this, and it's going to change his color. And yeah, you can use these balls and get money out of that dog. Yeah, he'll eventually stop, and he'll eventually give you less. Just a bunch of crumbs. Is he gonna give me more? Yes, he gives me more, but that's about it. Alright. Well, I guess I'm just gonna offer some gold in here. 800. So you have to do it 3 times. And then after that, you will spawn Manny. And he can give you different outfits to wear. but we don't have enough gold for those right now. At least not for the one that I want. There's one that I want to use in specific. Now this one is a little more expensive. It's 1,000 gold and you gotta do it 3 times. And this is Legion. But we don't have any curios yet. Oh, and this guy, yeah, I'm gonna talk to him because he'll give me more gold. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get some curios. Just talk to this guy right here. My beloved, my betrothed, my heart breaks for her red skull lies misplaced. Oh, to see your cursed face once more. If you should happen upon a red skull, even 100 of them, then I beg you, please bring them all to me. In a past life I hunted curios, but I'd trade them all away just to see my love again. Surely these would interest you. So these are the curios. We're gonna start with the will skull. Ah, this curio is well guarded. While I can lead you there, you'll have to battle your way out. It would seem that a curse has been placed here. I'm afraid your scythe will be of no use here. Why is that, you ask? Sorry, but that's an ancient skeleton secret. We'll regroup ahead. Tread carefully. So here's the will skull. You basically eat it, and you'll gain more will, which is your health. So you have to battle your way out with the curios. Ah, I got hit. Excellent, away we go. That curio is no mere bauble. Use it wisely. We're gonna get another curio, which is the throwing sickle. Also, I should mention that in Specter of Torment, they added a 3rd button. It's a lot easier to use your curio, in my opinion. And you can also set it to up and then the attack button, but I prefer using the A button. It's a lot easier. Alright, so I guess we'll go ahead and start the first stage. At least our first stage. Because as you can see right over here, you can select any stage you want, in any order you want. So it's like Mega Man now. We're gonna go ahead and start with the Lichyard. And the boss is the Phantom Striker. From the Shadows. Now as you can hear, this is a remix of La Danse Macabre, which is the song that plays in Specter Night stage, in Shovel of Hope, and Plague of Shadows. And this is the remix called Hidden by Night. And this remix is epic. It's one of my favorite ones. And yes, I like this even better than the original song. Alright, so behind here is a red skull. And we're going to be coming across our first checkpoint. Going to go ahead and destroy that. And behind this wall is another treasure chest full of gold. There's a pile of dirt which has a little more gold, and a carrot. And it's a rotten carrot, because like I said before, all the food here is disgusting. Whoa, I almost fell off. Here's some pink gold. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this guy. Hopefully I can get the gold out of him. And there was Turkey, which refilled our health. And there's another red skull, which is hidden in blackness. Because, we're in the lightning sections now, so just jump and get it. And then behind this wall, jump, and then here is Specter Knight's room. Right down over here. And then, yeah, there's a treasure chest, there's nothing in there. And yeah, the ghost, I don't know how that happened. And then behind this wall, hold on, behind this wall there's another treasure chest. Like I said, I gotta collect as much gold as possible. And we're gonna get back on track. There's still more lightning. And there's actually a red skull down there, I'm gonna go ahead and get it. It probably didn't look like I got it because it was actually hidden in blackness, but maybe if you rewind a little bit, you'll see it. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and eat that turkey and get that next red skull. And then behind this wall is gonna be another enemy. And now invisible platforms start to appear. Go ahead and drop down here, and then slice this up. And there is another red skull. Gonna slice through that ghost. And there's enemies that seem like they're walking in midair, but they're actually walking on these invisible platforms. But when you step on them, they will appear. And we are coming across our next red skull. I'm gonna go ahead and get some pink gold behind that wall. Gonna slice that ghost so it isn't giving me any trouble. And we got the red skull. Now to move on. So here's a little maze. It's manageable. It's not too tough. I'm gonna go ahead and get that gold, and okay, there's an enemy behind here. You get a little bit of gold. And behind this wall is another treasure chest. And we're gonna keep going down. Just gonna try to get the rest of the gold that I missed. And behind this wall, we're gonna get our next wisp. But this is a different wisp. This is the darkness wisp. It increases your darkness. And there was pink gold at the end. So yeah, some stages have the willful wisp, which will increase your will. And other stages, like this, will have darkness wisp, which will increase your max darkness. And that was a bomb, but you have full health, so it doesn't really matter. And then here's our next red skull. And another treasure chest for more gold. Just slice the fire and they'll go away, but they'll come back after a while. And there's another red skull behind that wall. Just gonna be collecting all the gold I need. And then we'll jump down to the middle, and then when you land on the ground, jump, and then you'll reach down here. And behind this wall is another treasure chest. And behind this wall is some pink gold. And I'm just gonna go ahead and skip this guy and destroy this checkpoint. And there's another lightning section where the room's all dark unless there's lightning. And then I'll go ahead and use my throwing sickle through the fire. And we got the last red skull in this stage. I thought using the throwing sickle to get rid of the fire on the ceiling was pretty cool. So all we need to do now is just reach the boss, and we're getting close over there right now. And I thought I was gonna die right there, but thankfully I didn't. And behind this wall, there's some darkness and food. And here we go. A surprise attack? Hardly befitting the honorable warrior I had hoped to meet. Ah, the Wraith yet speaks of honor, having surrendered his own, to serve as an errand boy. I merely invite you to continue your trials at the behest of the Enchantress. Her powers is unmatched. And she expects this empty, broken husk to intimidate me? Your power is untrue, but mine comes from within. Let me demonstrate. Okay, bring it on. So, like I said, the Phantom Striker is the boss. of the Lichyard. But he's really not too hard. But, you know, if I'm running low on health, I'll just use the Will Skull. But I guess it kind of makes sense that he's the boss here because of the lightning sections in this stage where the room goes dark. And that was the Phantom Striker. You may match me in battle, but you and your cohorts are unfit to rule this land. Your days are numbered, wretch. I will roam free and see your kind vanquished to the last. And we are back in the hub world. So, let's get our next curio, which is the Skeletal Sentry. So you can basically spawn out skeletons, and then you can explode them, or you can let them shoot enemies from a distance. Which is a pretty good curio, if you ask me. I'm just gonna go ahead and kill that guy. I'm gonna shoot him. And we are pretty much done here. Let's go ahead and get the rail mail. So you'll be able to grind without using the rails. You can just grind on the ground, which is pretty good. Let's talk to this dancer. Hello, I saw you dashing through the Lichyard. You must be Specter Night. I'm so happy to finally meet ya! Keeping morale high ground here is important. So to welcome you, let me share my greatest treasure. Dance! Well, get your blood pumping, huh? It makes me ill. This is no place for your foolish mirth. Begone! But, what the? I just wanted to... Must you be escorted? How could you? You know, I studied that dance just for you. You monster, I'll have my revenge! And you get the cold shoulder, so if you hold down, you stand up straight and cross your arms. I'm the Phantom Striker! Yeah! Yeah, I know. I'm not really the Phantom Striker. Did I fool you? If you are here, then who guards my hideout? Wow. He doesn't know? Wow. Someone's gonna break in eventually. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and upgrade our Skeletal Sentry. And hopefully we can change this guy's color. Go ahead and do it now. Alright, there we go. Thought I wasn't going to be able to do it. Alright. So let's go ahead and take on the next stage, which is going to be Propeller Night stage. Into Oblivion. Alright, so this is Propeller Night stage, and the sky is darker in comparison to the original. And the song that's playing here is a remix of High Above the Land, and it's called A Cargo of Finery. It's a pretty good remix. I even like this one better than the original. I mean, a lot of the remixes here are a lot better than the original. Now, I love both soundtracks, but I just think Specter of Torment has a much better soundtrack, in my opinion. But anyway, we came over here to get that red skull. And behind that wall is pink gold. And we're going to go ahead and move on. And behind this wall is another treasure chest. Now break the dirt underneath here. Because there's a red skull. It's blended in the background. They like to keep them hidden. That's a pretty good place to hide them. I almost missed it when I first played it. And there's Willful Wisp. And there's another red skull over there. And you want to be careful because once you land on those platforms, they're going to fall and you might hit the spikes. I didn't open that silver platter because there's a bomb in there. But I opened the one up there which had a rotten apple. Now for a little mini boss. I like to send out my Skeletal Sentry when I'm fighting it. And there's another rotten apple. There's another checkpoint. We can get the gold out of it. And there's another red skull right above these enemies. And there's turkey if you need it. Which I don't, because I have full health. Just slice through these enemies. Oh shit, I was a little bit too early. Let's try that again. Alright, there we go. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I wanted to grind my way to the floor. Just to speed things up a bit. And there's another red skull over there. Just slice with those cannonballs and you'll get it. And now for the auto-scrolling section. So you gotta keep moving up. There's a red skull over there. And it's blended in the background again. And I like to keep these red skulls hidden very well. Alright, so there's another checkpoint. I guess I'll go ahead and destroy it. And I'm gonna destroy this middle block. And slice my way over here because there is another red skull way over there. And we got the next red skull. I'm gonna go ahead and grind all the way over here to get that pink gold. And eat that apple in the silver platter. And I see another red skull. And another red skull. Man, there's a lot of red skulls everywhere. Alright, now for a windy section. I'm gonna go ahead and get some gold out of here. There's pink gold. 3 of them! And now for the next checkpoint. Go ahead and destroy that if you want to. It's optional, but I want to because I want to get more gold. Gonna go ahead and get rid of these enemies. Hopefully this one doesn't respawn. Okay, good. Gonna go ahead and use the throwing sickle. It's a lot more beneficial than trying to slice my way through them because they could blow me off. I don't want that to happen. One little fun fact about the rail mail that I have on. You can use it to grind through spikes. Just a little fun fact I wanted to throw out. Now you gotta slice your way through these cannonballs. And then the last red skull in this stage is right over here, behind that wall. And now for Propeller Night. After I destroy this checkpoint and get this turkey, which I don't really need, I just realized. Oh, ho ho ho, such tattered robes. Are you here to join the gallery crew? Then magnificent. On the contrary, you shall join us. An alliance of elite knights will surely complement your carefree crew. As the captain of the Enchantress's flagship, the skies will belong to your rivals no more. Rivals? Me? Never. I'll cast you overboard. Hope that your blade is better honed than your sense of style. En garde. Alright, so here is Propeller Night. We're going to use our Skeletal Sentry to inflict some damage. And here comes the cannonballs, and it completely destroys the ground. And we got a platform on these ships. And they do fall slowly, so there's more ships above, and you got a platform on them while you're fighting Propeller Night at the same time. So it's kind of like the God of War boss in the PlayStation version of Shovel Knight. You have to beat that boss 2 times. And the second time, there's these platforms that fall while you fight the boss. So it's pretty much like that. And that was Propeller Night. We're almost there. I can feel it. Indeed. And a long journey it's been. Onward. Press onward. Alright, so you're playing as Donovan, and behind this wall there's a treasure chest that contains the caltrops. You can throw these caltrops on the ground, and when enemies walk on them, it'll inflict damage on them. And Lawan will also assist you on the way. I'm gonna go ahead and go back over here to get that pink gold. Or it's 200, and that's how much pink gold is worth. That's the only reason I know it's pink. But yeah, these stages are colorless. Go figure. And we're almost to the end. There's a checkpoint, and there's turkey behind that wall, and it's a good looking turkey, not the disgusting boned turkey. Gonna go ahead and kill this guy. Come on. Alright, there we go. And there's a treasure chest. And between it is 2 pink gold. What say we stop here for the night? Donovan, as a father, I'm worried about him. Do you think the amulet will truly protect him from all harm? Your boy has much to learn about the world, certainly, but if this trinket is as powerful as they say, I can only hope the legends hold true. Don't worry, we won't be leaving empty-handed. Come on now, let's rest, and tomorrow we will find out for ourselves. Alright, so we're back in the Tower of Fate. Let's go ahead and get our next curio. And this is the Judgment Rush, and it's probably the best curio in the game. I mean, I use this weapon very often. You just rush to the nearest enemy and strike them. So as you can see, it's a very good curio, which I'm going to be upgrading right now. But first I'm going to go ahead and see if I can buy any new things. Which I can. I guess I'll buy this first. And well, I don't want to spend too much. I want to have enough for an upgrade on my curio, which is 4,000 gold each. Let's talk to Propeller Night first. How, with the juice selection here, we'll be right at home among the commoners. How quaint. Must I send for my private reserve? Alright, let's go ahead and upgrade our curios. And I'm actually going to turn this guy to a different color first. Turn him green. Ah, shit. No, he avoided it. We'll have to leave the screen and come back to try again. Let's not go too early or too late. You gotta make it just on time. And there we go. Turn him green. Alright, now let's upgrade our curio. Upgrade the Judgment Rush and the Will Skull. And that's all we can afford right now. So that is episode 1 of Specter of Torment. We'll see you in episode 2.